Let's go.
And we're officially fucking starting. All right. So welcome everybody. This will be episode 9. Yes, because CC's is going to be episode 10. So this is episode 9. We have a new guest and a returning guest to this season. So this is Gigi and Veronica. Yeah, so
Veronica.
that's her alias. We won't tell you her real name unless she wants to, okay? So that's for security purposes, but they are both single. Don't search up Veronica on Instagram because she does not exist. But we'll put your Insta tag and everything. As long as you...
That's fine. It's still not my full name, but hey,
Yeah.
you'll get my real first name.
Exactly. We still look orange, but I at this point I don't give a fuck. Like we look weird.
You know, we can never get the lighting right.
Yeah.
We're just gonna take that out.
Yeah, we're gonna. It looks so
They look
nice
great.
here, and then boom.
Yeah.
Maybe it's my
just
pink
different.
hoodie, bro.
Yeah, pink hoodie fucks it all up, man.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's good with this camera, bro. Right now, this shit is just getting me tight. But whatever. This episode's gonna be on breakups, and they all pressed me and said, "Am I gonna get emotional here?" No, I'm not gonna get emotional.
He's gonna get emotional.
I don't know why that was
We'll
even a
find out.
question, but we have some Instagram questions. You guys want to start off with that? Actually, no. First, introduce yourselves a little bit. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
was like,
I know
what do
you're
you
a
want me to
returning
say?
guest. I know you're a returning guest, but maybe you want to say a little bit more. Well, is there anything else you want to start with?
Like, with what?
I don't know.
You know, what's your full name, your address, your government?
You want my social?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
we
we'll
can
take,
start
we'll
with
take the
that.
social.
That's just the entry.
This is Norton Virus.
No.
Please tell me.
I'm just glad to be back. I'm excited.
Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. All right. Veronica, you want to tell us anything about yourself?
Here you go.
It's all the single ladies and guys, you know, whoever's interested. Yeah, what do you got? What do you got?
Hasn't even gotten to him yet.
Just to be clear, straight men, please.
Oh,
See? Don't make moves, ladies.
Females are beautiful, but hey.
Yeah, girls, just shoot your shot, but with a nice, like, hey, you look beautiful, blah, blah, blah.
I want more friends. I don't mind that. That's fine with me.
oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. It's hard to make friends when you get older. You're kind of set in your ways. It's kind of like a little more weird to be like I don't know what the word I'm using, fluid with changes and shit. Yeah, I'm over here breakdancing.
Friends.
Really hard, yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna start off with Instagram questions that my niece. Shout out to my niece. Shout out to Ange. She was on the episode prior, and it was a nice success. But I'm gonna let Anthony read out the questions to you too.
All right, guys, let's start with this. Can exes be friends?
Who wants to start? Who got an answer right away?
Yeah, I know.
I have it
Look at your
right
iPad.
here in my notes.
What does it say? No. Big no letters.
You want to see?
No, can you turn that around?
Yo,
Yeah.
screenshot that. Screenshot that and send
What?
it to me.
Different
Well,
colors.
you can show it on the
and
camera right
everything.
here.
Yeah, you put it right on the camera.
Literally, look.
No.
It says yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
In
God.
red circles.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Now tell us why. Why is it a no for you?
Because it opens into... This is how I look at it. So there's a gate, right? If you allow your ex in, even just a small smidge of a gate to reconcile things or whatever it is, you bring back all those like feelings back in, all that history back in, and you don't give the opportunity for your future relationships to transpire. So you're just setting up damage for your future relationship, I feel, you know. What makes you think if you hang out with your friend X, right, that nothing's going to spiral? Old feelings are not going to come in. You're not going to be reminded of like the things that you have in common. What is your reason to be hanging out with your friend when you can be hanging out with your significant other? You could be building those emotions, those new emotions with your significant other rather than your ex. I don't see a purpose why they still need to be there if that's already been dealt with in the past. That's like my opinion.
So it's like too risky, right? It's way
It's
too risky.
It's not a risk that I'm willing to take for my future partner. Like, this is the opportunity for me to be happy. This is the opportunity for me to start fresh, start new, and to not repeat patterns or, you know, one thing is like having a conversation with your ex and like, you know, talking about what happened and like separating ways, just, you know, giving closure to one another. That's fine. But allowing them into your future again and again, I don't see a purpose in that.
Okay. No, sorry. We were just making sure that your volume was being picked up to a good volume. So not that we were listening, but I 100% agree with you. Do you want to start off next and then we'll go? Or you want to go girl, guy, girl, guy?
Let's do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Anthony, you're next.
I think so I don't think it's a good idea for exes to be friends, especially if like you want to reintroduce them to a friend group. It's a little weird. Like cuz I think most of the time girls aren't okay with it. Let's just put it as a guy's perspective. Because like yeah, there's those feelings there, those residual feelings you don't want to like intertwine that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like what's the purpose? Like why clearly it didn't work out before. So why are you reintroducing? What's the point? What is this? What is this all about, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much in agreement with you. I don't think it's a good idea. Am I totally against it? Now, that's a tough one. It depends on the limit. Like is it always in a group setting? That's different. Never a one-on-one. We're just
No.
gonna keep it,
You're gonna fuck.
never a one-on-one.
There's
That's not okay.
boundaries.
Yeah, there you go.
Boundaries is a key word. If you don't set boundaries from the beginning, again, you're allowing that gateway to open for them to come into your life and destroy things. It doesn't have to be intentionally. Mistakes happen, like, oh my God, we had a good topic in our conversation and all of a sudden we kissed, or like, I'm like, oh my God, he makes me feel great again, or she makes me feel good. I remember she was a good listener, or he was like, I don't know, he made me laugh. Why do you want to be reminded of that again? Why do you want to spiral those emotions again? You're ruining the spotlight for your new partner. Like, don't do that to them. That's not fair. I wouldn't even entertain it. Entertaining is another thing too. Even if you're not hanging out or whatever it is, don't even entertain it in the side. I don't think that's appropriate. Even if you're not doing anything wrong as far as hanging out or anything like that, but responding it, liking their messages, you're making them seem like it's okay to come back into my life when things go wrong.
That's a
That's a
great
good one.
point.
That's a good
Wow,
one.
I like that. Yeah,
That's
don't
definitely-
entertain it. Right.
No, this guy's yelling at me over here.
Bold letters do not entertain. Smacked right here.
All right, Gigi, you're next.
No, I mean, you guys said some pretty solid things. As someone that's tried being friends with exes, I can say it has not worked out. I think the timeline after the breakup and where people are, maybe it's more of like acquaintances. I've always thought maybe like after a breakup, after years when things are calm, there's closure, like maybe there's room for friendships, but no, like you have a point. Like what would be the purpose of the friendship, especially if you're in a relationship already? That's the other piece. Like, are you single still trying acquaintance, or are you in a relationship? So like I feel like once you moved on past to the next relationship, it kind of doesn't serve any purpose to be hanging out like friends, like chat here and there, group settings. I mean, that's fine. Everyone has a history. Everyone's got exes for the most part. But other than that, like, I don't see the purpose of it. No.
I 100% agree. Honestly, I've always had this mentality that every time someone told me, yo, you should at least try to develop a friendship with your ex, because like you never know how long it's gonna be. I feel like that's like the
Who's
most...
told you that?
No, a lot of people.
Like, who's that?
No, not to me like specifically, but we'd ask. We'd always like, when the guys hang out, we always ask like, would you do it for this person? Like, in their like they dated so long, and the answers are always like mixed. But there's always someone that says, yeah, I feel like after all those years, you wouldn't just throw it away. But I'm like, that to me, that is selfish, like a selfish answer, because you just want that person at hand, like distance away, just in case. And I feel like even me with my breakup, it was a good breakup. It wasn't anything toxic, bad. It was a nice, genuine, like, we're going our separate paths. No, no fucking bad blood. And I just felt like we have acquaintances that are friends with us. Not acquaintance, sorry. We have friends that we met together, and they're very important to us. But even that friend said, like, yo, do you think eventually, like, when I start having like things at my house, I can invite both of you? And I told him, like, yo, I don't mind, but I can tell you right now, I can't be friends with that person. Like, it's just not, it wouldn't be right to me. I don't think it would be right to her. And also, like, I'd be lying to you if I told you, yeah, I'll make it work, instead of being upfront with you. Because, like, having that person as a friend after all that time of loving her and feeling like so close to her, those feelings are going to rekindle or something's going to feel right. And you're going to maybe confuse it. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's her.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, and you don't want to take those chances. So I feel like it's better off just moving on to the next chapter.
I think what you said in the beginning too, when you said like it would be a waste if you aren't friends in the future. I think people come into your life in seasons, and it served its purpose at that time in your life.
Exactly.
You know, like
exactly.
that's
Like
just what it
there
is.
should be no like even like
Winter
I said-
2023.
Exactly.
That was the season for that.
Yeah. You were a good quarter for the for that season, but like I just
But
can't. It makes no sense.
Another thing also, it's like we're getting older, right? Now, if you had a wedding, are you gonna invite your ex?
Ooh, that's a good
You
one.
know, like
Yeah.
they're your friend. Are you gonna invite them? Tell me. What makes you feel like it's even right for the ex or for your new partner to invite both parties? Now, a different setting as far as you're friends with the two,
Mhm.
the guy and the girl, and you want to invite them to a party, a general party, but you don't know what to do because they're exes now. I think you should give them the choice. You shouldn't invite one or the other. You shouldn't think because it's going to be uncomfortable for your closest guy friend to not invite the girl who you also became friends with. Obviously, have the discussion with him and or her, whatever party it is, but give them the choice. If they're able to be adults and, you know, have a civil environment, then go for it. But I don't think you should stop being friends also with either or if they never done anything to that other friend. Because sometimes people start picking and choosing, and that's also hurtful. But there's just so many factors that you have to take in without hurting everyone, I guess. I know that's like another topic.
No, that's good. But you know what it is? Like
Yeah.
if you're befriending your ex, then you already opened to so many what if situations. And that I think that's where the unhealthy part kicks in. You shouldn't really have to ask yourself, like if you the moment you say, I'm gonna befriend this person, they've meant so much to me, I'm gonna befriend them. Oh, what if I get married though? Should I invite them? Oh, what if we go on this weird camping trip? Should I invite them? You know what I mean? Like
It's like this
that
part of your life.
you're
Yeah, they shouldn't be
opening that to
part of
just being
that.
awkward.
Yeah, it's like awkward. But I mean, like, this is a different topic. Because you know, when you have your partner into your friend group and they develop relationships with not only them, but also with your family. And with family is another big factor, right? So it hurts. When you break up with your person, you're also breaking up with the friend group and you're breaking up with the family. Now, maybe there's one or two friends in your group that wants to remain in contact. That's totally fine.
So I actually want to ask you a question about this. So I want to throw an example of what I think you're talking about. So like your exes, are they male friends or friends that are girls that are trying to befriend you? Still.
I don't have any exes trying to be my friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
But in this
And
example that like you were talking about, like
for example, okay, so I was in a 3-year relationship and I was very close with his family. And a lot of his family became not only my family but friends too. I knew his friends too and we were pretty cool. But I had to make a tough decision to separate myself with his family. And it's and then it was tough for them too because they wanted to invite me still to their like family events even though he would be present.
Oh,
that's
that's
tough and weird. Tough and weird.
Yeah.
And he's in a new relationship.
Yeah.
You are loved.
Yeah, no, like we said, come on.
So I'm the ex-girlfriend.
remind
You
our
still get
son.
invited to family barbecues.
That's very weird.
That's a con.
That's very
That
weird.
says a lot about how much the family liked you, though.
It does.
Yeah.
And I love them still to this day and I respect them. I've never had a family like that where they're very oriented. And I think that's beautiful and that gave me a definition of what family should be and what I want to go forward into my relationships going forward. But I at least appreciated the fact that they would tell me, "Oh, so and so is going to be here." But I still like would like you to be there, but it's your choice if you want to show up or not.
Yeah, man.
So
Wow. That
I
experience, though.
appreciated that, and that's great. But I also have to keep in mind my mental health also.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
Always.
And that's where it came down to with my breakup, because I went through a dark place also. And it wasn't just because of the breakup, it was a lot of factors that came in because of the pandemic.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
I lost a lot. So it's like, you know, um, as a woman too, not a lot of women take this into consideration as well. But sometimes I like to put myself in other people's shoes, and like I wouldn't want to ruin that for the next girl into his relationship.
Of course, no.
So I didn't show up. You know I can be civil, I can be like very mature about things and act like nothing bothers me. I didn't want to ruin that experience or relationship she could be building with his family.
If I could clap, I would clap
Yeah.
really
It's
loud.
like it's hard
Yeah.
to like swallow, but you
You're a
know,
girl's
sometimes
girl.
it comes down to that, and everyone deserves happiness. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't end appropriately. It wasn't mutual. He can go ahead and tell people we're friends. We're not. But it does come to an understanding when you look at everything that's happened that this is not going to work out. And despite that things didn't happen as we probably planned it will, he still did treat me right in a healthy way. And obviously, like everyone else, we do have our flaws and there were some bad times. But
Mm-hmm.
he deserves happiness as much as I deserve it as well.
That's good. That takes maturity to say.
Yeah, and like you took a step back and you're like, you know what? It didn't work out for us, but I shouldn't be involved in, influencing the new relationship. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that takes a lot. That takes a lot to do that.
It's hard.
It's like you could be spiteful and come back in and be like, I'm gonna ruin this. No,
It's
like,
not worth it.
yeah, it's
Trust
like,
me.
so it's
It's
good.
not. It's not worth it. If you want to move forward, you have to like really look into yourself, look at yourself and be like, yo, do I want to be happy? Do I want to keep dwelling on the things that he's done to me or he's continued to do without him even knowing he has control of my feelings till this day? If he does, no. So like if you want to be happy, you have to learn how to forgive. You don't have to forgive him and tell him, "Hey, I forgive you. I'm so everything you did is fine." It's not fine. But you do have to forgive at one point and move on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'll move on.
Right.
That segues to the next question.
Let's go.
So should exes be in contact after breakup to check in? To check, that check in, like, hey man, how you been?
No,
How
it's
you
not.
doing?
There's not much talking in how you been.
I have an ex that every now and then will chat, like my first boyfriend. So we're talking about like 10 years ago.
So, like, how's that check-in process? Does
It's
he
just
swipe the
random.
card? No. Like,
It's just like it's random. It's yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much because I had the high school relationship, but it's like it was a high school relationship.
Yeah.
You know, I think like when you grow and like mature, it's like it's not that serious. It was a high school relationship, so every now and then like he has a kid. Hey, how are you doing? He checks on me, like how are you doing, and that's it.
so it's like been a long enough time frame where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Sometimes I
doesn't
think
mean
about
that
that. Is it
much.
the
Like,
time frame afterwards? But yeah, I guess it depends
and you're
where
also
things
very
are
young
left
too.
off.
Yeah.
I was like literally like 16.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah, young.
I feel like it depends on the status too, maybe. Like how long or lengths are these check-ins or the conversations? And even if he has a kid, is he in his relationship? Is that going okay?
How many check-ins is he doing to girls?
see, the check-ins don't go in
Yeah,
that deep. I don't know.
This guy's like he has a whole group chat. Just like
Yeah.
just sends one text. How's life?
No,
Yeah,
All these
bro.
girls are just
Yeah.
getting all this shit.
No, but it goes back to
Yeah.
boundaries. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
I
a message
agree.
like, and it's very informal because Instagram's a different world than a text.
Mhm.
I think sometimes, and it's like, is this checking in person? No.
But you
know,
ever
like that
feel
matters.
like they start creeping in when things are not going okay in their current relationship or whatever situationship they're in?
Of course.
Like, oh,
I
this
don't
person's
know.
not giving me attention. Let me see what Giselle's doing. Or let me see what Puka's doing.
Hey yo.
Hey, Anthony. Are you free on Saturday?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, well, that's different because now we're heading towards in person. But yeah,
I get what you're saying. You keep it digital. It's not really like you're not fearing anything
yeah,
because
no.
you'll always
You
put like a
post something
block.
fun. Hey, but
It's so weird. Like, I don't know. I always have the mindset that there's always a reasoning behind something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man.
We'll never know, but
The check-in thing just sounds like the same previous answer. I don't like to like I'm gonna put myself in a embarrassing spot. I'll be honest with you guys. So like I did that check-in thing, right? I literally did. I put myself in that spot where it was still the wound was still fresh, and Christmas was around, so I felt like emotional. That was like a very important holiday for me. So I got really fucking upset, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just wish her a Merry Christmas, right? Like I feel like at that point, innocent, it doesn't pass much boundaries, but let me just wish it to her. So I did, but no response from her. And it was good because it was a reality check. Like
Yeah.
she's still living with that same mentality that I was living before this emotional day. So I'm like, I just had a bad day. I did it. No more. But after that, I believe that you shouldn't check in. It's just opening gateways to more and
Exactly.
more fucking fuck ups or more and more.
Mhm.
You know what? Let me just inch a little bit closer. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And then to the point where you're fucking seeing them physically again,
Mhm.
and it doesn't get good. Or you're being a creep, right? You know what I mean? Like,
School.
yeah.
No, I used
So
to do that in high school. Those gateways, holidays, birthdays are a perfect way to get in. Oh, happy birthday. Once they answer, like, that's it. Our conversation may start. If it doesn't start, that person has strong boundaries. Or they're respecting whatever they're in right now. And that's kudos. Like I respect people for that. If they're in a relationship and or whatever, or they're trying to form one and they're really trying to leave their ex behind and not respond like firmly, that's amazing because not a lot of people can do that.
yeah, it's hard. It's hard,
It
man.
is
It's very
hard.
hard. Especially like I said in the beginning stages. Like I think Giselle said it to me perfectly. It's a breakup's like grief. Like when you grief, it's like
Mm-hmm.
the same
It
kind of
is a
stages
grief.
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
go through the same stages, and it's just like first it's like denial, then like happy, and then you think you're happy, you're not,
Angry
you're
one day.
angry.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's literally like a fucking roller coaster of a fucking ride.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. The angry stage is so fucking hilarious though. Now that I can talk about it, because you just make up shit in your head that makes no fuck. Like I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, in my head, I was like, that fucking bitch. She made us break up, and then when you really think about it, it's like, yo, what was with me that day? Like I was just on a fucking high of being angry for
Mhm.
no fucking reason, just finding a reason to be angry. But like I said, it's like up and down, up and down. You just got to
That's
go
part
through
of
the
the
cycle.
process of healing. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Who didn't answer the check-in thing? You?
I answered, but I think Gigi. Did you answer?
Yeah, she was the first one. I think that
so
opened the
I'm the
conversation.
only one. Okay, okay.
She said, remember, she experienced the check-ins with her first boyfriend.
Yeah, I just.
Oh, bro, you gotta listen. I gotta listen. My God.
It depends the timeline. A question
Yeah.
in my mind though, like what?
Has that done it?
Because there's exes that people, let's say, date for what 6 months, less than a year. Like, do you guys put the same value to that versus? Obviously not. I would say no to like a relationship of 3+ whatever. Like, can you be friends with an ex that you've dated for 4 months compared? Like I feel like I want to add in a different perspective and like spin on it because it depends. I mean, the exes can fall down the line of different ways.
You can answer first.
I feel like it depends how emotionally it impacted you because no matter the month or 3 months, you can know somebody for 10 years, but the person you just met for like 3 months, they've impacted your life more than the person that you knew for years. So I think it all depends on like a case by case basis.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes down to if you can really just be friends with them. But like some of us have needs. And like I know it's not appropriate, but in this society, sometimes if we know we've had sex with you before, guy or female, and if we can come into your life even though we only had like 3 months of dating and they liked what they liked, they're going to come back. Why even allow that in? That like unhealthy, like relationship just keep coming in and out of your life.
No, because I was gonna say you just know at that point it's not a relationship. It's just like
Becomes a situationship.
yo, you down? I'm down. All right, let's meet up.
Yeah. You know what's up.
Yeah,
you know what kind of time we're on.
Exactly. But that's a good question. Honestly, I can't even answer that question because I've never dated anyone in a short time period ever in my life. Like
so I'm like thinking that you're answering the question from the perspective and experience of long term, but does it matter if it's short term?
I think if I dated someone for 3 or 4 months and then they want to be friends, I'm all for it for 2 reasons. One, I must have not gave 2 fucks about you. And 2, I'm probably just not going to care. Like if she goes, oh, can I come hang out with your friends? I'm be like, sure, because you didn't mean that much to me. I don't care if you're still friends with my friends. You can be friends with my friends all you want. But I'm sure my friends, I hope you fuckers would not fucking talk to her at all. There's an underlying rule with guys. Like once
Bro
you date
code.
somebody, you're never going to be dating them again. And we had a couple of those people doing that in our group. And the shit was funny. That's all I'm gonna say. That shit was hilarious.
There's bro code.
Yeah.
But I want to add to that. I think it depends on how emotionally invested you are in that person. So maybe not so much the length of time, but how emotionally invested. So if it's like, I mean, but you know,
4
you would
months?
assume like after 6 months, there's some sort of emotional investment at that
Yeah.
point. Or that was really a fucked up
Or it
situation.
depends. Was that 6 months and now we're talking 6 years down the line? I don't know. I think it's probably both of them though.
Yeah,
Connection
definitely.
on both ends. Yeah.
You confused me at first because I was gonna say time really doesn't distinguish how important that relationship was, but 4 or 5 months, you didn't even get to half a year. Like,
I
come
know.
on, bro. Like that's crazy. Like that's insane.
But then if you have a partner, to them they might see it as like that's still your ex.
Yeah,
Even though
very-
it didn't.
very
So
true.
It depends.
Wait,
You gotta
no.
communicate
One
that.
question: what's everyone's shortest relationship here? I'm just curious.
I don't even want to count my short one.
I hope that's
Me
not
neither.
too much.
My short one was short.
Neither do I. I'm embarrassed.
We can
It
even
can't be worse than mine. I
we
promise.
we
you
can
that.
mention
wanna
high
hear
school.
yours.
It wasn't high school. I don't even want to count that.
Mine's high school. Mine's high school.
So was mine. The shortest one was high school.
So how long was it?
Dude.
How long was it?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yo, he got 2 weeks. Yo, shout out to 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
I nicknamed him 2 weeks actually for a while.
Yo, who's 2 weeks on the phone?
Oh my god.
I nicknamed him 2 weeks for a while. Apart from that, they've all been long term. Yeah. For that 2 weeks.
Would you like to share?
Yeah, I'm an open book. Ask me anything.
So,
But I am embarrassed.
what's your shortest
Is it less than
relationship
2?
ever?
Only because this is like my late 20s. And it was like a day. He asked me out. I'm like, sure, yeah. And then the next, I was like, I can't. Like, I was afraid of committing to someone new. I couldn't do it. And I already knew in the back of my head, like, this guy is not it. Like,
His nickname's
Wait,
24.
wait.
His
No,
nickname is
wait.
24. 24 hours.
Hold on. Was he a date or was he actually your boyfriend? That's what I want to know. Like,
because he asked me out to be his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I said yes. I guess I was his girl.
Okay, so yeah.
24
Yeah.
hours.
His name is 24.
I
His
think you-
nickname's
yeah, you
24.
beat us.
We got
What's
2
the
weeks of
20
You can make a
24.
rap song off that 24, 24, 24.
It's
How you beat all of us. Unless someone dated for half a day, that's
I've never
crazy.
done that before, but it's like, who was I kidding? Like, there is no contract. I am not getting married, finalizing, and anything. If I can take this back, I'm gonna do it because it's like, this is gonna be emotionally taxing on me, and it's not worth it. And I apologize, but I also don't regret it.
Yeah.
Only because
Don't.
I was
You're
honest.
laughing, but don't. She didn't waste his
No,
time.
no, no. I hope you can laugh about this, but can you imagine this poor dude like going, "Yo, I got a girl."
Yo, we broke. Yo, this guy told his family. This
Stop
guy hit up
it.
all his friends. And the next day, yo, this isn't working out. Like,
stop it.
yo, this
No, I'm
he was
sorry, but
shocked.
that's sometimes what guys do. Like, "Yo, I got a girl."
I'm not
That's
proud of
not
it.
first.
I'm not proud of it. But I was very
Next
honest from the
day.
beginning. I said, I'm not over my ex. Like, I don't know if
You were
I can
honest,
do
bro.
this,
Look.
you know? And I feel like I was being pressured and all this stuff. And then at one point, I tried discussing it with some close friends. Or like, why not? Like, just, you know, if you feel him or whatever. And I was feeling some emotions. Like, I liked him.
But that scare of commitment and everything, I don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
One bit.
Yeah, it's just like, I would have I just can't commit to this guy. Like, I knew in my bones and my, like,
Every
wasn't
fiber
it.
in your
Like,
being.
you just know when you know when
Yeah.
someone's not it, even if you don't know them that well.
She pulled a New York phrase.
I just
yeah,
couldn't.
no.
I couldn't. I mean, like, that's a bad phrase,
Like,
but
yes,
like,
and then no.
I knew if I got into this really deep, I wouldn't have been happy, and that's based off of experience.
I gotcha.
I'll be honest. A day is so, in hindsight, it didn't feel good. That ruined his day for sure. But a day versus like weeks is so much better in hindsight. Like, you just told him straight up, like, this
Yeah,
isn't
this
it.
guy was
He
able
didn't
to
waste
move on
his
24
time.
hours.
He didn't waste his time. That's good.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
got
that's the
the
worst
bullet
feeling.
too.
It's like, yo, I've been strung along.
what
And
I
it was all
need,
fake.
what I need though, 24 in 2 weeks, we need you here, all right?
Yeah.
Whoever you two are, we
to
need you
be
here for a
home.
podcast, right?
No, stop.
We need you to become friends. 2 weeks and
Stop.
24.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
What was your guys'
Exclusive.
shortest?
Oh yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
mine had to go back to high school. Fuck, it was pretty sad. We like, I just know, I think I had broken up with my girlfriend at the time. Not even like 2 weeks later, I was somehow in a relationship again. Amazing girl, amazing girl. She was a great friend of mine. And then for some reason, me and her kicked it off. I want to say we lasted probably like 3 weeks. That's it.
I'm sensing a theme here. The three are rebounds. What's your shortest?
3.
So that's
Well,
funny. Like,
She's not over her ex. I wasn't over my ex. That's why I lasted 2
at the
weeks.
time,
And then you get into a relationship 2
I
weeks
am
after your
over
last.
him.
It's a
Well, you know what's
rebound
really,
theme.
yeah, no, absolutely. Because in high school, this is my stupid mentality. I was a senior. I didn't want a girlfriend. But this is the stupid part. So the moment that girl, like my ex, had started feeling like a lot of feelings for me, like getting really clingy, I did the man thing for some reason. I was like, oh, no, I don't need this. And I just dumped her. Like, I don't need this. Like, I don't know why. Like,
Probably
it made no
didn't
sense
need
to me.
it, though.
And then, but then that's the irony
we're
to
ready,
it.
cuz.
Then I go and date somebody else for like 3 weeks, bro. I was a toxic little fucking high schooler, bro.
So for me, all right,
Yeah.
I think I don't even know the timeline, but it was definitely shorter than 2 weeks. It was so little.
It's
I
older.
remember going to my brother's house, and I was like, "Yeah, I have a." You know, he asked me, "He's like, do you have a girlfriend?" Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, I do." I just started talking to someone, and then we like broke up. It was really quick. It was like less than 2 weeks. So I never really considered it a relationship.
Yeah.
It was like it was someone at work. So it was one of those. Like,
You were 2 weeks in someone's phone too.
yeah, man. Yeah, 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Random
Yeah.
stuff.
All those rebounds don't last.
Nothing even happened in that relationship. It was like platonic. It was nothing happened, bro. I got
That's crazy.
nothing.
Just like, why'd you go fucking visit your brother?
Yeah, right. I was like, yes, I'm dating someone. Please
Crazy.
accept me.
hilarious. That's very hilarious.
Yeah.
And longest relationship?
Ooh, yeah, longest.
Oh. Mine was 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like asking that question while
Yeah,
I
I'm trying to
still
think.
have to do the math.
Oh yeah. Wait, no.
You and I. It's hard.
I think.
I think
this
I was
previous one-
heading into 5.
Mm.
I think I was heading into.
Nice.
Yeah, if
So we broke up in December and March would have been year.
This is your
Something
last
like that.
relationship?
But
What
was
about
it on and off or consistent?
No, I was on and off.
On and off.
Maybe you still kind of.
Which I still count. 'Cause
Mine was
It
just
was
3
just us
years.
two, yeah.
3
Mhm.
years?
3
Roughly 3, like 2 years, 10 months, 3 years, whatever. Yeah, you can round up if you want.
that's what I was trying
Yeah,
to say.
I was
Well,
like,
you might
yeah.
as well. The talking phase
Yeah.
plus the official phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was probably 3.5. 3.5 years. Because the other one was. Yeah, no, there's no way. Because I dated her in 2012. Oh, fucking. I think. Yeah, definitely this past one. 3.5 years.
Oh,
3.5 years.
3.5.
I always date for
Yeah, I
2
think mine
plus.
was like
Well,
4
not
and a
really,
half going
actually.
into yeah.
it's a good amount of time, guys. All
Yeah,
of us
man,
very
that's-
long average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's your longest time being single?
Right now? Well, all my life before that. That's the truth.
Nah, we don't count. That don't count. That don't count, bro.
So after the first relationship, well, it's now because that was my
Or-
only actual relationship. So
Okay.
Aw.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I'm more of an investor. Like can I invest in this? You know?
That's good. That's good, bro. That's how I look at it too.
Yeah, I
You
don't
gotta
waste
invest your
time, bro.
time and quality with that person.
Facts.
High school Puka didn't think like that. High school Puka was just jumping in every boat.
Which chapter am I on?
What the fuck? What was the question? That threw me off.
How long have you been single for? Like, what's your
Oh,
longest?
After first.
Your longest, yeah.
Or your longest single
20,
finish.
yeah, after my first breakup, I went single from 2014 all the way to 2020.
Damn.
I
went
So you
6
got
years.
Self-improvement.
I mean, I won't lie. I was messing around with some girls, but I never dated them.
No, same here. Wait, yeah, mine was like 6 years.
So my bad. Technical
That's a long
difficulties.
time.
If it happens again, I'm gonna fucking bring these
Yeah.
cameras. 6 years. Wow.
Yeah, 6 years. I'm not gonna lie, in between, I messed around. But nothing serious. Also, not that many bodies.
Oh shit!
Let me just put that out there, guys. Don't think wrong.
No, that was hilarious. 'Cause I saw a meme and there was two people like sleeping together. So one girl, she had a sticker on her forehead that said 0. And the guy
saw
had
that.
a sticker on his head. Maybe it said like 50, let's just say.
I saw that.
After they slept together, he woke up and her forehead still said 0. And he's like,
Oh, because she's lying about her number.
yeah, so
Oh.
he's like, we just slept together. Like, how is this even possible? You should at least have one on there. So when she took the sticker off, it was like at 1,000.
It was another
something.
sticker. She put a
Oh shit! That's crazy.
It was wild.
Do you feel like that's
funny. I
true
saw
though? Do you
that.
feel like what? Do you feel like that is a stigma with guys that we feel like all girls lie about the number? Always multiply by 3.
I
Too?
feel like it goes
Multiply
both
by 3,
ways.
add 5. Maybe
Nah,
minus.
I'm honest
I
about
think
my number.
no, but both. I think girls also think that guys lie about.
I think you
Yeah.
girls think we lie about it, but we usually are mostly honest with you. Like, because there's no shame in it. Or at least I don't know how
Yeah,
this generation's
the
running.
double
Now.
standard's real though.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
keep it
true. That is
1,000.
very true. There are the fuck boys are probably the biggest liars out of them all because they'll say, "Oh yeah, like 4," and they're like at like 15. It's
Or
crazy.
70.
Yeah.
Or 70.
I've known people.
No,
like
first
that.
of all, if you're past 20, sorry if you get offended,
Oh,
but
here
if
we
you're
go.
past 20, bro,
Judging.
you need to get checked. You need to also see if you're a sex addict and stop using all those apps all the time.
Puka's at 19, so he's.
My number is probably, I'll be honest.
That's why he said 20.
Straight to the doctor for the next one.
I think I'm at 6. 6.
You really just pulled out your fingers.
Yeah,
You
I have to
said-
remember. I can remember. Come on. 1,
Not this one.
2, 3,
You didn't even need a
4,
calculator.
5,
You only got
Yeah,
10
got
fingers,
six.
bro.
Got that pocket calculator.
6. Yeah, I'm at 6.
All right.
6.
So he's being fair, very fair.
Either 6 or 7, but one of those are like I don't know if I'm forgetting about anybody.
Wait, you just applied the times 3 plus 2 rule.
No.
That's 20.
Go get checked.
No,
That would be
Nah.
that'd be crazy, bro. 20?
Yeah, I know, that's a lot. I know.
That's wild.
man.
Yeah, some people have way more than that. I
Yeah.
have friends that have way more than that.
I mean, things
Yeah.
Are
are
they proud? Do
different
they like
now.
it? Do they like advertise it? They're like,
No.
they put it on their forehead.
Imagine.
Yeah, I got 100 today.
I don't know. I love sex just like the other person, but 20 bodies plus is an insane amount. Just like because I feel like it's just awkward. If like you don't know the person.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
I don't even care if you are experienced. I mean, we care if you can work the damn thing, but like, my thing is like, there's STDs. They are real. Like, you need to take that serious, and it's more than just HIV and all that stuff. Like, things can get transferred even with the condom. So I would be careful who you have sex with. That person may not even know they have something.
Yeah.
So, also, sex is pleasure, but you're connecting each other's souls. That's how I see it. You're gonna fall in love eventually. If it's not love, you're gonna build a stronger connection with this person. So be careful who you really invest all of that into, because it can go good or bad.
No, I agree. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Definitely. Like after being in I think it was 4 years I wasn't having sex. And I was like, yo, I think I can last for a while not doing this at this point, right? Like, I think I've proven that. But then there was this one girl that she hooked up with me. And I was like, oh, no, how was I not doing this all the time? And then I was just constantly trying to fuck. Like, it was so bad. I'll be straight up honest, bro.
That is so
Yo,
honest.
Yo,
You
I
gotta
was
get to it.
like, as soon as I got even a whiff of it, bro, I'm like,
A whiff.
I was like, bro, why the fuck did I ever say this to myself? And I was sleeping around, but honestly, like I couldn't do it with another person because it just felt weird. Even with this person, it felt weird. Like after we just stopped, it was like, all right, I felt like it was like, all right, do I take you home? Like, what are you supposed are you supposed to leave? Like, get out of my house? Like, you know what I mean? It's like it was
awkward thing.
yeah, it was just so awkward. Like we did what we got to do. We both were happy, and then it was just like, so what do you like to watch? She's like, I don't know. She's like, do you mind just like taking me home in a bit? I'm like, you want to go home now? And she's like, oh, if you want to take me home now.
That's awkward.
Yeah, so it was very awkward after. It's just like the moment it happened and it was done, it was just like, all right, no one knows what to really say here. So I don't really like that feeling at all. Damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a weird feeling. I mean, like in my early 20s, it was a lot different. Now that like in the last year of my 20s, and now that I'm 30, I'm very more conscious of who I want to invite inside of me, or even in my life in
Meant that.
general.
Both ways. I like that.
Yeah, look at you.
So it's like I'm very careful now. It- it's just not the same. Like pleasure only lasts for a few minutes or however long he can last.
Damn, shut
Just kidding.
Shout out to
facts.
2
That is
weeks.
facts.
I'm just stop it.
Yeah, okay.
But my thing is like I know the difference between just lust and love. And there's a big difference. Sex is so much better when you have sex with somebody that you truly have a connection with, that you love.
Right. Yeah.
And I prefer that more better than just having lustful sex. I don't think it's worth it just for temporary measures. So I've learned that in my late 30s. Like, I cherish sex more than I ever did, and I don't open that to anybody anymore.
Okay, quick pause. Boom.
Boom.
We're
Yeah.
good.
So
Oh.
basically, you lived, you learned through the process. Your early 20s, you experimented, and now you're like, you know what? Now I don't really give all of that, away in the beginning. You're more reserved.
I'm definitely reserved. I think anyone that knows me will know that I'm pretty reserved. It just sucks because when you're in that like early 20s, there's pressure. And there are women out there that are like, give it a try. It's fine. Like go out there and like do this stuff or whatever. And I never gave in until I did it like the one or two times, and then I was like, this is not for me.
Oh shit! Okay.
I can't. Like after my 6-year relationship. I mean, whoa. Let's rewind. After my 4-year relationship, when I was 6 years single during that time, and then I got into my 3-year relationship. So I've been pretty good in staying committed in relationships. But now that you get older, you just realize it's not worth it.
Yeah.
At least for me, it's not. I prefer love, like that intimate connection, rather than lust. It's
more security too.
Yeah. I feel like you enjoy it better.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I have a question for you ladies. Now, so you just mentioned that some girls like asked you like, oh, you should do it, and all that. Did you guys feel a lot of pressure from your girls to do it more than guys? How would you, yeah.
Wow, mine was guy friends.
Oh, so you got more pressure from the
Interesting.
guys.
Wait, that was like some. Now that I say it out loud, yeah. No, guy friends would tell me to
just do it.
go about it. Yeah.
Now that I'm like I'm thinking into it too. I had more guy friends than I did females. I guess that was the guy mentality. Like,
or was there an ulterior motive for that? Maybe there's an ulterior motive now that I think about it. And saying that, I don't know.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
they get all the benefits.
Like girls would be like, "Well, do your thing," but the whole like, "Oh, you should go." That more guys.
Yeah.
Guys are more laid back and honest.
Yeah.
We just don't. I don't know. If I had a friend that was a girl and she was like,
actually, that would be me telling you.
It was just weird. Like if I was giving advice to a girl and she asked me like, "Oh, I'm really like." I don't know. They never say you girls word things differently. It's not like they came out and said, "Yo, I'm horny," but like I'm looking for someone that I'm looking for something, but not too serious. And I'd just be like, so my advice to that would be like, all right, so go fuck around. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, you're giving me the answer. I'm just gonna give you the answer you want to hear. It's not like I was the one saying go fuck around and sleep with all these men. It's a reflective
response. That's basically what you were asking.
Exactly. Like I know what you want to hear from me, so I'm just gonna tell you. Hey, there's a bunch of horny men that want to have sex. I'm sure it won't be hard to find. But my number one advice wouldn't be that. It would always be like, yo, go find. There's a bunch of men single that probably do want to commit, and you just have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, choose wisely.
Yeah, you don't have to sleep with them the first night or the second night, but most men nowadays in this society, it's probably even worse now, are expecting on the first, second night, they're expecting some. That's just the reality.
Yeah, that's bad.
I'm not. I know that you have to work for it, but then again, who's thinking like me as a female counterpart, you know? She's probably thinking what what I just said. She's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to sleep with this guy, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have to work for it. So it's never coming together, really.
It always comes back to boundaries.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does exactly.
Yeah.
Just be like, nope, I don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Just letting
Don't
it
even
be
bother.
front
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
That's important, man.
I'll ask a question about breakups again. What's the number one thing you miss the most about being in a relationship?
You want to go? Anika? How about you go?
There we go.
Yeah.
Yo, come on, bro.
You know, the best
Talk up.
the best thing to be in a relationship is activities. Like going out, experimenting, doing things. That's a huge plus. You get to do things. Now
Bro, we can hang out, bro.
It's like,
What
I
do you
will
wanna
give
do?
you the
You wanna watch a
quality
movie,
time
bro?
you
you
need.
want to watch a movie?
I'll watch a
Yeah,
movie, bro.
maybe
Just
take
don't
it
touch
around.
my hand.
I was going to say, go into the popcorn bag at the
Oh,
same time.
together.
Hey, yo,
You know, romantic.
boys.
I like to be romantic, so I like a romantic shot about it. And you know, you always have a partner with you. You know, there's always like
Touche.
someone to do something with. You know, so that's like my favorite part for sure.
Quality time is his love language, then.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, 100%.
Oh, I can hang out.
He's trying to make he's inching in. He's inching in.
What's it called? Pause. Major pause, bro.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. That's Herbert's gonna be happy off that.
Yeah, Herbert. Yo, he's
Herbert is definitely watching all the pods now, bro. I guess I'll go next now. I'll let you two guys. What do I miss the most about a relationship? Being in one is exactly what he said. Is just knowing that what I miss the most is just being in the same room at the same time and not doing anything. I like peace with somebody. It's like very rare to get.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we were watching a movie or she's on her phone and her presence is just there, it's just nice having that like peace of mind that you look to your left and it's your partner, but there's just utter peace. Like you're not worrying about anything. It's just calmness. That's what I miss the most, probably.
Yeah, that's good.
What about you?
I'm like trying to think how to expand on my answer because the first thing that comes up is comfort, but I'm not sure what that, like, just thinking about it.
Maybe just being you and no boundaries, like the fact that you can just be you and not be
Just-
judged.
Yeah, I guess like the level of trust of just like, yeah, there you go. Thanks, Puka. But I'm like, I don't know in like what context I meant by that, but yeah.
Aw. I feel like I could name a few things. I miss someone being present, making sure that I get home safe. Someone that listens, hears me out. Not a lot of people can listen.
It's a hard skill. Yeah.
I miss that, that little attention that someone puts in, that effort, quality time. That's a big one for me. And just listening to the little things, it allows me to know that every conversation we had, you remembered the little things. And that's important to me because some people, you can have a phone call with them and you can say whatever you want and they're on their phones, not even listening, paying attention. But when that one person does, it means a lot.
Yeah, and it's not, you're not asking a lot. You're on the fucking phone.
Yeah.
Like, just pay attention, right? Like, see, they're not asking a lot, right?
No, I like what you said though
Guys,
too. It's
pay
just
attention.
having somebody to talk to doesn't just mean like because I have a bunch of people I can talk to. Like I've been
Yeah.
grateful in that area where there's so many great friends of mine that I have, but it's something about your partner. It's like when you have a thought that you shouldn't share with somebody, having your partner you share it with and they just either laugh with it, make fun of it, or are able to just like be like agree with you because they know you so well. It's like, oh, that's such a you thought. Like that would fucking be something you think about it. But if I say it to my friends, they'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, you motherfucker?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I miss that the most. When you said that, it clicked on me because I have a lot of weird thoughts. You have no idea. I'm a weird motherfucker sometimes, and I'm just thinking about like the most random shit. One day, I think I was telling her, I'll never forget this. I was just like, imagine what the Romans just did that day. Like right now it's a beautiful day, but imagine what the Romans. And she just looked at me. She's like,
Are you high?
she's like, should I be driving?
Yeah, like that. Like, are you okay?
But it's just like random shit like that. I'm telling you, I don't know why. Especially, it's just who I am. My brain goes on fucking 300 miles per hour, and I'm just like, sometimes I just have to let people know what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
But I felt like no judge. Even if I was judged by her, I allowed her to judge me because I know she's coming out of it with humor or something like that. So I definitely missed that the most too. That was good.
Yeah.
I like that. Even their touch, you know, a
I was
person's
just gonna
touch.
say that. My last relationship was like that.
Yeah.
The details, like
Mhm.
you're the passenger, and it's just like the hand on like the knee,
Oh
like
my
little
God.
things
Oh,
like
I
that.
love doing
I
that.
never
Yeah.
knew that
Hurts our
was like
shoulders,
a
by the way.
need
Yeah.
until,
Kills her shoulders.
and now
by
I
the
kind of
way.
hope the next person.
Let
does
me
too.
tell you, if he stopped if he stopped doing that, I got so pissed. I was like,
What did I do wrong? Huh?
why aren't you touching
mad
my
at me?
thigh anymore? Like, what's different now?
It's a little,
Like,
yeah.
like I noticed that. That's something I actually like.
The details I've learned to value, little things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now that I don't have that in my life, I'm like, wow, I don't miss him. I miss those things.
The attention, the little
Yeah.
things. Yeah,
Some
I always did
gestures,
the.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
always-
it's
Opening the
I think it's an
door.
underlying need that a lot of people have. It's a need to feel loved, and that's the way you gotta.
Wow.
That's the physical, yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
This is like
I used to
something
do-
so small. It's like the safety. You
Yeah,
feel safe
yeah,
because
safe.
that just
Mhm.
just this.
It's like, hey,
is
by the way, I'm
enough.
here.
Yeah, without
I'm
even
right
saying
there.
it. It's
Yeah.
just-
Can I ask you
yeah.
girls a question? This is hilarious.
Mhm.
So I used to, I'm gonna be TMI too much. But I used to, like any boyfriend, most boyfriends slap their girls' butts from time to time, right? You nag about it. You nag about it
Who's
so much.
you?
No, like females. They usually nag about it. But when it doesn't happen, they assume we're mad, something's wrong, or it's out of routine. Like, has that ever happened to you? Do your boyfriends do that?
I was
Or
like,
your
have I ever
exes?
smacked a girl? Like, what do you mean?
No, like, have your exes done that? Like, where they slap your butts a lot, but then if they stop, you feel like something might be wrong?
Or something. It doesn't have to be slapping.
Yeah, maybe it's not-
I mean,
maybe
it's
it's-
not the
Yeah.
the hand on thigh.
My
Dirty
thing
driving.
is, what I've learned about myself is I like routine. So if there's one thing not in routine, I feel weird. Like I feel like I did something wrong. Are you not okay with me? Are you not okay with yourself? Like why are you stopping all of a sudden?
Makes sense.
Or is this part of the honeymoon phase that is not going to continue? Because as you present yourself in the beginning, I want that to continue. Do not spoil me with all this affection and then you're going to stop, okay? I'm not okay with
For
that.
the potential men out there, take notes.
Yes, like I want you to continue.
We
Don't
want that.
stop what
SAT.
you started because I will get used to that. I will enjoy it, and I will miss it. So
Yeah, I always say that to my friends too. I'm like, yo, bro, if you're doing 200% in the honeymoon phase, stop. Like, don't do that. Just be real. And if they don't like you, fuck them. Like, that's all. I'm like, because the moment you let down on the gas pedal, because it's impossible to keep 200 for the rest of the relationship, you already created expectations, routines.
exactly.
And now when you stop doing that, you're the bad guy. Even though, because life's caught up with you. You know what I mean? Sometimes it feels nice calling out of work to go hang out with that person. Are you going to keep doing that? Absolutely not. Sometimes it feels nice getting flowers, but are you going to fucking buy flowers every week? No. Like, it's like you
That's
have
very
to
true.
keep the reality to them. And if you are putting the gas pedal to the full throttle, communicate that. Be like, I really like you. I'm going to spoil you for the first couple of months because I really want you to be my girlfriend. But just know I can't keep this up every single week.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
That's a perfect way to put it.
So, but the things that you can keep up, thigh touch,
Yeah,
like,
well, that's not going to stop. Can you imagine? It's like,
that's too much.
I only did-
I'm a
Hit the
two-hand
six-
driver.
It's like you
I
hit the
only
6
did
month
that for
mark.
you, right?
Get my hand back.
It's like, yo, this hand.
I
Yeah.
do have a question though. Where do you guys stand on PDA? Public display affection.
Great
Fucking
question.
hate it.
Because some people don't like it.
Great question. I love that.
And
Man.
it gets me angry.
May I go?
Yes, go.
All right. I hate PDA. It's not that, it's nice that you can show affection in public. That's fine. There's a certain level to it, right? Holding hands is fine, but just fucking making out like tongue action too much, Keep that shit in the fucking bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like no one wants to see that in public. I don't want to be that guy that's fucking.
I think I'm in agreement with you, but I don't like. It's really rare that you ever see a couple. I mean, we've all seen it eventually.
Bro, we're in
but
New York.
No, we've all seen it. I don't think anyone really reality. Like 90% of us don't fucking just stop in the middle of the fucking street and go, "Get over here, bitch," and they start
Bro,
fucking.
we're in New York.
Some people definitely
I
do.
hate that word.
Oh, sorry. Get over here, baby, or whatever your name is.
I hate that word.
Yeah, I
I
use
hate
that
when
word.
men and women say bitch.
My friends, our
Like,
vocabulary is very loose, so I do apologize. I will say not bitch.
No.
I think that, I learned an acronym. It's boundaries I thoughtfully and confidently hold.
That's
Bitch.
what bitch stands
Can
for.
you bring it out? I just heard that one today, actually. Yeah, it's an acronym.
Tonight for
Boundaries.
that. That's what I mean the whole time, you know. I just invented it.
No, but the,
You guys in deep
the
shit.
PDA thing, you're definitely right. But what I didn't like too, what I personally don't like, is also like when they're also not like okay with it at all. Because, but and their reasoning is like, I don't like people watching us, and I'm like, bro, first of all, fuck everybody, fuck everyone's opinion on us. No, like, and the fact, and I also wanted to change, not change her, but change her mindset. Like, if you really in the back of your head believe that people are watching, and they out of 30 people, maybe one or two glimpse, bro, but not everyone's looking at, like, no one's gonna stop what they're fucking doing to be like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's a bad mindset when you have that. It's like, yo, fuck everybody. Like, we're doing our own little thing in our own little world, even though we're surrounded by a bunch of people.
So okay, what's the limit to that?
No.
Fucking
I'm
miss.
not, I'm not making out. I'm not doing
peck,
it. It's like grabbing a hand. Like, if you need to peck. If you need to like just slap her butt, do whatever you gotta do.
That's all that covers.
No, because that's just like my way of like showing affection. But it'd be like, oh, like, I just don't like people staring at me at all, and I just be like, yo, fuck what people think, because how do you go to a restaurant? You can hear everyone else's conversations, but you tune that shit out. You'll learn to do that. Like, it's just
I see what you mean.
yeah.
That's
sometimes like you gotta get close. I don't want to hear anyone hearing what I have to say. I'm like, you think that person gives a fuck? He's literally telling him that he just cheated on his wife. Like, I hear it, but I don't give two fucks. You know what I mean?
Like, it's all about
like, it's just like getting that shit out of your system. Like, don't worry about what other people are doing, and if you are, then change something about that. Learn to tune that shit out. Learn to live your own life in your own bubble, because you're never gonna be alone in a public setting. That makes no sense.
So today I learned Puka has needs, guys. So if you gotta fulfill that. That's a non. That's
You learn a little bit about your needs.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah, non-negotiable.
Bro, you gotta have that fat ass. That's for sure.
Be okay with it, all right?
Trying to hit
PDA.
bones.
And I don't discriminate on this.
That's
It'll
an
be-
application
it'll be a
process.
bonus.
I don't
Just
discriminate at
saying.
all. Don't let them get to you. Whoever you are, even if you have
Like your
flat
future
ones,
wife,
I'll
who you
talk to you.
talking to?
Yeah, you never know. She's be like, "Fuck, I gotta go to the gym now."
Them squats work, girl.
But no. It was. I felt like PDA is fine as long as you're not over excessing on that shit. Like, don't be fucking fully making out. Like, in a weird scenario too. Like, you shouldn't be fucking making out at the gym. Like,
Dude,
you go
that
there to
was-
lift weights, lift fucking weights.
Yeah.
You know? What's your PDA thought?
Same boat.
Yeah.
As you guys, yeah.
I agree. Like, there are some limits. I wouldn't make out in front of people. I think that's just too much.
Get over here.
But like a nice peck on the cheek, lips, or holding hands is great.
Yeah.
And I want that. Can't give you that. That sucks. Maybe a small, smack on the ass.
See?
We'll slap
Yeah,
it.
I'll make an acceptance, but it depends on the scenario, right?
Yeah, don't be doing it like in a retirement home. These poor old people, you know what I mean? Don't be doing
Even
it
though they
in a
probably
Yeah,
smack
so
butts
hold on.
more than anyone else, though.
Just don't make it so
grandparents?
Already
obvious.
lived through life. I don't know.
Yeah, but you think they want to see that before they
No.
die? Like, oh, look at that guy. He's smacking her ass over there.
Like here and there is fine, not all the time, and not so obvious, But my thing is, I didn't experience that until my last relationship. My partner was not about PDA. And he was great behind doors. He was affectionate, but in public he was not. Even just a peck on the cheek, it was a problem.
Oh wow.
I mean, not the cheek. I'm sorry, the lips. It's a problem. So as a woman, I know I should. There's this big thing where like you should love yourself. Yes, you should already know you're beautiful. You should know your values and all that stuff. But it's nice to know that a man, your own man, finds you attractive, tells you you're beautiful. And when he didn't do things like simple things like hold my hand sometimes or tell me I'm beautiful, it made me doubt myself. It made me feel like I wasn't beautiful. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Those are things that's where it made me question my own self.
Now, do you communicate that? How do you communicate that? Because I know it's like, how do I bring this up? Because like he was doing it, but now he's not, or he's not doing it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you bring that up? Yeah.
I'm very honest and a straightforward person, and I try to do it very respectfully. So I remember telling him, like for example, he used to put his hand on my thigh, and like all of a sudden he'd stop. Like, what is the difference now? Like, it's just like he wasn't great with confrontation, so it was really hard to get anything out of him, and it always came down to the answer, um, of his culture. So, not to say that he comes from the Filipino background.
Shout out to
So
Philippines.
I love you guys.
Kyle, fat butt.
And he's he used to always point out, I don't know, my mom was never really like affectionate, and we're just not like that in our household. So it's not something that I don't want to do. It's just something I wasn't raised to do. And also his family is very religious. So I can see why he's reserved and why there are certain things that he had to come out of his shell out a lot that was uncomfortable for him. So there's a lot of things that we can create scenarios in our head and start thinking, oh, he doesn't find me beautiful, or oh my God, maybe he's like talking to somebody else and he's giving attention to someone else, when it's not really the case, which is why it's also important to have discussions about how someone is raised, or like if they're religious or not, and learn more about their culture, because everyone is raised differently.
It was very valuable.
100% agreed. That's also why I feel like I always think no matter I'm sure we all agree on this. Communication is key, but everyone that says that doesn't really apply it fully when they're in a confrontational setting. And sometimes I'm guilty of this. I get too emotionally invested in, especially if I'm not getting a response back to fix the problem. Like I get very kind of like not hostile, but like I'm not leaving until the problem's fixed, like or until you tell me that you need time to. There has to be either you tell me that this needs to be thought about, or we need to fix the problem right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with saying I don't have the answer for you right now, but if you give me some time, like, and my partner, it was hard too. She was what I learned is people that freeze a lot are like that, and they just freeze and they can't say anything. They just feel like they're in some type of like zone of like no response. They're just watching you just talk to yourself, and it gets me fucking pissed off because now I'm here talking to myself and there's no response. So as I communicated more and more with her, I started realizing like the type of person she was when it came to confrontation. So I never really tried to take it to that level, but I was always like, you need to get better at this, please, for me. Like, because I was the guy pushing PDA. I wanted to be more affectionate in public because that's who I am. That's my love language.
Same.
And she was kind of more reserved too. So I understood that, but I was like, can you explain to me why? And when she wasn't really explaining or telling me why, or when she finally did tell me that it was just because of people were watching and she felt awkward about that, I was like, all right, well, can you push that boundary for me, just because there are things that I'm doing for you that I'm not comfortable with, but I'm willing to do it for you. So when I think I communicated it like that, she was definitely a lot more open, and she did. She did it. She was perfect. Like, things worked out. But sometimes you have to like pull to get what you want.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I'm the same way as you. I think we're in the same character as far as like when we want to know something, we want to know. We want to fix it right there and then. We're not going to go to sleep with ourselves like angry. Like we're going to, sleep in peace. And for him, I've learned as we got into a lot of arguments because communication wasn't key in our relationship. I was more of a communicator. He wasn't. Like you said, maybe your partner freezed up. He did as well. But he was better articulating himself through writing. He really needs to take the time to put his thoughts together. And he's actually very well at writing. And it hits you like this. Like, his words are powerful. So it's worth the wait. But for me, it's like, oh, like, I need to know now. Like, I'm verbal. Like, dude, you need to get your ish together. Like, I was like this. So a part of me had to, even though like I was good at communicating and I wanted to know things like this, I also had to learn how to slow down.
Yeah.
So it was both of us trying to meet halfway, but sometimes or most times it didn't work out because one of us, maybe he was stubborn. It was just very like uncomfortable for him because other things in his life are also pressuring him to do other things. And I think you guys will understand that better, why we broke up. And I think it's important before you get into a relationship, you have those discussions with your
Absolutely.
partner. If you have the same religion, do you want to practice that into your family?
Oh,
Do you want to have kids? Some people don't want to have kids.
Mhm.
I'm not going to waste my time with you if, like, 3 years later, you're going to tell me you don't want to have a kid with me. I want a baby. You know, like. So,
Come on, yeah. Yeah.
So it's like there's important questions and they may be uncomfortable and maybe they're too soon sometimes, but you have to have these uncomfortable conversations because you're going to dodge a bullet. You're going to, you're going to have a wasteful time for no reason, and it's not worth it.
Yeah, I'm not on that type of time anymore. Now it's just all those questions in the beginning.
It's no
If it
longer.
doesn't work out, God bless. It didn't work out. That's it. I don't. Yeah.
The older you
I don't.
get,
I
it's
don't
not
waste.
about like what's your favorite color anymore. It's like what's your love language?
Yeah. Like
how do you
how many
communicate?
kids are you?
What car do you drive?
How do you
Yeah.
Personal loans?
how do you feel about PDA?
Did you
Things like
invest
that,
in your 401k?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
No, I get you. Yeah, very serious times now that I'm older.
Deeper questions, yeah,
Exactly.
because it's not that time anymore. So
It's not. It's
No,
like fuck your favorite color. Tell me what's
Like
the real
the-
shit.
For
where are you at in your life? Where do you see yourself in like fact? Like those are
Yeah.
like the more dating questions as the older you get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can paint the house purple. I don't give a fuck. Like, I need to know, like, do we have a down payment on the mortgage?
Yeah,
Is it
like-
just coming from me or is it coming together? You know what I mean? Like, where is that money coming from? So I agree with you. That's 100%. But yeah, you're right. Honestly, on all that, like, but honestly, I'm gonna not give myself too much credit. I communicated, but I wasn't the best communicator. Later when I was reflecting, I found out that I throw up a lot of my words. They just come out, and there's no organization. There's no like fucking. There's no kind of me giving maybe the other person to talk. So those are also faults I found out later reflecting that maybe I am the one that I may say that I'm communicating, but I'm not either giving that other person a chance or I'm pushing too much and not respecting boundaries. So I have to start and letting my emotions sometimes just carry the argument for no fucking reason. So if it's not really that I'm getting mad at her, I'm getting mad at myself. And I don't know how to handle it. So I learned that I have to be more in peace, more calm, and understand, okay, there's a fight about to happen.
Yeah.
You need to take that emotion and fucking level it out before you start speaking to the person before, shit just gets out of hand. So I learned to reflect on that. So I'm definitely not going to say I'm the best communicator. I'm definitely a person that likes to communicate first, but learning how to communicate in a proper way was something I always struggled with. And now that I'm single, I'm realizing that's something I have to work on before I get to the next relationship.
And another thing is, most of the time, people have different ways to communicate, and you
Mhm.
need to be compatible with the
Yeah.
other person's way of communicating. That's something that goes without saying, but that's the main problem, really.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you communicate through, action and stuff, or I need you to
Text
tell
is the
me that.
worst. I
Yeah,
fucking hate
yeah.
texters, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Don't even talk about that. Like, how did your partners break up with you, or how did you break up with them? Because they broke up with me through FaceTime.
Yeah, it's rough.
Now, in person. I believe
Watching you
In
No.
person.
in person I think is the best way, even though it's the hardest. It's just
Yeah.
respect.
Exactly.
It's you should feel, if you're breaking up with a person, you should feel some type of, not pity, but like, I need you to feel distraught for doing this to me. I need you to see me at my weakest point. And when me and her like broke up, it was very weird. There's like I said, just like a breakup. It's just like you go through a fucking like a fast roller coaster while that breakup is happening. You can't believe like right there, like everything's happening before your eyes, and you're like, should I walk away? Should I do this? Should I stay here? And she's like disclosing all this information to you, and then in your head you're just like, all right, well, I guess we both decided it's over, and good luck to you, and whatever's happening, and then the next thing you know, fucking water falls in your face, and you're like, fuck, like what's happening? Because your body isn't keeping up with what you're fucking feeling. It's like so real. So I think out of respect to that person, especially if it's been plus 2 weeks, compared to this guy, you should face that person and face all the consequences if you're the one breaking
this
up.
podcast.
Wait,
Have him on Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
2 weeks is famous.
No, I'm not friends with my ex at all. No contact, no nothing. He's repeating the same patterns he did with me with his new lover. Like, how do I know this? People talk. But, no.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I think the how the breakup is done definitely kind of launches what kind of hardship or healing it's going to look like after that. Because if it's a text or is it a conversation where you can actually sit and soak in and understand and see body language, and like that's going to feel a little different than just like a text which is really messed up, because then that's just kind of setting the other person up to like feel anxious, confused, and it just makes it harder from that point on. But yeah,
I feel like what makes me more angry is when they try to end it, but they also leave it open. Like they'll say, it's never a goodbye in my book.
Fuck that.
Excuse me? That's so messed up. Who says that? So, during the duration of my breakup, in the back of my head, I'm thinking there's still hope. Maybe he needs to get his ish together and...
It's a little toxic.
Then, because...
Yeah, it's a little toxic.
It's like, what? This is what's going through my head. And because he said those words. And I feel like words are very powerful. You should really be careful what you say to people. Because it could be translated differently.
100%. Oh my god. Yeah. If
anyone's
it's over, you got to make that clear.
Yeah,
do
in
not
person too.
Don't
Yeah.
string other people along, man. That is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Granted, I do believe, like, this is hilarious. I don't believe you should be friends with your ex, but I do believe, what's that shit saying called? Fuck. Wrong time. What? How does it go?
Yeah.
Perfect couple, wrong time, or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, you believe in that?
Yeah, I believe in that. I truly do.
I
truly
believe
do.
in
Ooh,
it too.
but then that also kind of leaves it open for
No, because you're not, like, the thing is, like, it really depends. There's also, I don't, like I said, everyone has a different breakup story. It really depends on what happened, like, during your breakup. There are people that either have to move and then maybe they re-encounter themselves later on when they come back, right? Because that person wasn't ready to move. Like, I don't want to leave the state. It's like, as much as I love you, like, this is where my family is, where my career is. I can't just up and leave it and take a chance on not you, but take a chance that my life is gonna be okay over there.
Yeah.
So I believe that sometimes it's like the perfect person.
That's true.
It's not the right time in your life.
That's why the people get back together like X amount of years later.
Exactly.
End up getting married X amount of years
I've
later
seen that
after several
happen.
partners, but it's because that time it's just not the time for the both of them. Yeah.
Exactly. So I do believe in that. It's just that in my situation, it's just like what you said. There's just different future visions. Like, there's different, like, where you want to be, and that's okay, because, like, who am I to dictate where you should put your future? Like, if you don't want to do this, I'm not going to consider you a bad person because I want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, yo, do your life, live your life at the fullest, do whatever's going to make you happy, because at the end of the day, you're the one closing your eyes by yourself, and you don't know if you're going to wake up. So why the fuck would I carry you in my journey? You can only hold a person while you're physically alive. If you want to believe in God and everything, which I do, you'll definitely encounter yourselves later on. But, like, one dies first, right? The only time someone dies together is, God forbid, an accident, which we're not even going to go into. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just like you don't want someone to regret their lives because of the choices that they felt like you made them choose.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I was hurt when my breakup happened, but I'm happy that it happened. Because, honestly, I was so angry. There were so many emotions happening in the last few months before our breakup. For the reason it ended because of religion, and I was giving an ultimatum. And honestly, I feel like if you love someone, you don't give them an ultimatum. Absolutely not. You don't put them in a corner and tell them, like, hey, you need to join the church or you guys break up. Absolutely not. So imagine all those emotions you're going through. I think I wouldn't have been able to heal. I wouldn't have been able to forgive. I I wouldn't have been able to do a lot of things in my emotions to progress if it wasn't for that breakup. So if I were to see him again, I wouldn't be so angry. I'd be happy for him that he's starting fresh with someone else. Like I said before, I think he's deserving of love as I am as well. And we all are.
I was kind of thinking well, like ultimatums. Like I can see the other side of that too, because like love isn't enough sometimes. If that person's not meeting your needs, it's kind of like giving an ultimatum depends on context, right? Because there's like the toxic way, and then there's like the way of like this is what I need in a relationship. Love you, but if you're not giving me these, then it's not gonna work out.
You're not holding your end of the
Yeah,
bargain.
there's always ultimatums. There's just not
Yeah.
full ultimatums when you feel like it's something very valuable in your life, right? Like I feel you on that. Religion, like dating outside your religion, which I did.
Hard, yeah.
I was all up for it, and I still am up for it. But you need to be in the same boat as me, as in like you have to not care what I practice if I don't care what you practice. Not care, but like please do your own thing. And if we have children, please show them both. I'm all for that because I feel like perspective is key no matter what, like I'm all for it. Like if you have a different point of view from me and you really believe that this is it, do it, share it with our future children. But you can't tell me you're going to teach them that and I can't teach them my religion. Like that's where I get like defensive and like so then like I need you to be open-minded like I am. If you're not open-minded like me, there's no way this relationship moves on.
But the toxicity in this is that when we first dated, we discussed religion. Like it was an important factor for us. We're both Christians, and he told me he was Christian, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're both Christian. Years later, as I got to know his church and all that stuff, yes, they're considered Christian, but they're not the traditional beliefs as a Christian would believe.
They branch out, right? From Christianity. They're their own thing, but they're based off branching out of Christianity.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the name of the church. But they are based in the Philippines. Basically, when I'll give you like a general idea of what this is. Basically, when you go inside the church, men and women are separate. Can't be together. You have to be a member of the church in order to get married. Basically, they control your lives. Literally, they'll show up on your doorstep if you don't attend church. What else? You're not allowed to read the Bible unless someone's present, like a priest or whatever. So, like, they don't believe in the Holy Trinity either, and that's what, like, traditional Christians do. So, like, my whole thing is, like, what the hell is this? But my thing is, at the end, I'm just, like, I agree on your point, Puka. Now coming out of this relationship, that's something I can agree on. But if it's something that if someone's believing in like worshiping the devil or something like that, I'm not. No.
Yeah, at that point, you could be the hottest girl.
We're not like we're not dating at all. But my thing is like I refuse to have kids with you, and my kids can't fall in love with someone else because they're not a member of your church. That's absolutely insane, and that's unacceptable. I am not going to sit there and break my own child's heart because they're not a member of a church. If that's who their heart wants and that's who they love, I want what's best for my children. I want them to be happy, and that's what's going to happen in my relationship. I'm not going to let anybody dictate the future of my children. So if that was like an absolute like no-go, and you know, that's just what it comes down to. You have to know, like, in death, someone can say they're Christian too, but in reality, once you get to know their practices, it could be totally different.
Yeah,
It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, religion is a big one, right?
Yeah.
Like, you guys got to be on the same page 100%, because if you have a lot of differences, it's basically a guideline for how you live your life. So if you don't agree on that, there's so many issues that's going to stem from that. Because it's like, it's your value system. And it sounds like you guys talked about religion, but you didn't see the full picture of what he was doing.
Until
and
later on,
it's
yeah.
different. You're like, oh, I didn't sign up for that.
It would have
That's
been
different.
nice to know in the beginning, but we were already like passing 2 years into a relationship. He wasn't open about like what his religion was all about. He didn't want to even talk about it because it was uncomfortable for him. I found out through family members and his friends. That's how I knew of his church more.
Oh, so you didn't get it directly?
No.
Also, that
Yeah, that's his
that's a
fault.
mistake.
He-
That's
It
a
was
mistake.
I
That
was
guy.
literally led on. Like it
Just
was
lack of
towards
communication and
Yeah,
an
way
ultimatum at
lack.
the end. He said,
yeah. And then yeah, I understand and I was trying to be understanding that he was in school and that's something he needs to focus on. But once school was over and he graduated in May, it's like now what? Are we taking our relationship seriously? Or is there like a marriage in the future? Can you see us together? So he says, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out till I finish school. And when that came, that's it. Our relationship was over. Once things started getting serious, family members started getting involved and were pressuring him to give me that ultimatum. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
wild.
crazy. That's
Mhm.
very crazy. I can't even imagine being in that kind of situation. I'd just be like, all right, well, 2 years is gone. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
It's
Yeah.
like, how many years do you know someone's the one, you know? Does it take a few months? Is it a feeling?
Damn, that's a good
Yeah,
question.
that is a
know,
great
everyone
question.
says it's a feeling.
Right?
Yeah.
You said it was a feeling?
As everyone, that's what I hear. The people that have married, it's like they just like
It was weird, man. For me, it was just not to get too bubbly and shit, but I'm gonna kick my feet. But yo, I'm gonna be your brother for a second. I had liked this girl for a while. I had gotten rejected already once from her. I was doing I was literally, I gave up. I was like, fuck it. It was around right before COVID hit, like 4 months, no, maybe 8 months. I was in my fucking like zone. I was doing everything right by me. I was like doing so good at work. I was fucking hitting the gym constantly with Fonzo. Life was just treating me so beautifully. And then I was getting all these random hit ups from these girls that I've never been hit up by before. I'm like, yo, I am living life to the fullest. And next thing you know, the girl that I had been rejected by starts hitting me up again. So I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like, it really is like what you put out in the world and what you do and concentrate really does come back to reward you in some way. Because I mean, me and her were still like friends, but she had like, we were just constantly not talking anymore. We were just talking there and then, but she was constantly now starting to hit me up.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm doing something right. Whatever I'm doing is something right. So next thing I know, we're finally dating. Things are working out. It actually happened at your party. I'll never forget that. And yeah, we literally made a boyfriend girlfriend thing there, and we started like making out. And
I used
stuff.
to have some nice parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not anymore.
things worked out really well. But in that moment, like I was realizing because I had liked her for so long and started seeing who this individual was with less filter, like I didn't really go through having to filter her out because I was friends with her for such a long time already. What I was just getting is how it felt being in a relationship with her. So I probably knew within a year that I was like, oh, this is the girl that I'm definitely gonna like propose to at one point because everything that I had put in a list in my head, she was checking off.
Oh wow.
Everything.
Good.
And I was just like, this is it. And I feel like that's usually impossible. Like everyone tells you, oh, you're never gonna get everything that you want on your list checked off. But I feel like that's why it's called the one because the one will check off everything that you put on your list. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but then obviously, as time went by, the communication was a lot better from both ends. And I started discovering that our needs, what we wanted, started drifting. And that's okay because as you grow up and you start wanting different things, people change. So that's why I didn't judge her on her reasoning. Like, I'm not going to tell you specifically what changed, but there was a thought that changed in her. And I was like, I don't think I can, I don't think we can fix this.
Yeah.
And that's okay because you want something completely different and I'm not willing to budge from it. And there was so much shit happening internally in my life that I was in a horrible place again. And I was taking a lot of my frustration out on our relationship. And I was probably a bad boyfriend towards the end. And she was like, and her love must have fell off. And she was like, I don't think I can continue with this. This is not the version you promised me in the beginning.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, I can't continue like holding you like together. And it took that breakup. Honestly, that breakup happened probably at the worst moment in my life again. And I'm like, now I don't have her. So now I really have to fucking sit here and be like, all right, how do I bring that old Puka back? That Puka that was getting everything that he wanted. It's like, I got to sacrifice. There's a lot of pain, a lot of self-reflecting, a lot of thoughts, a lot of things I have to do. And it makes sense, right? Because to rebuild yourself, it's going to take pain, hard work.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be easy. But
It's gonna
This
take you
is
to your
good.
roots, bro.
yeah, exactly. But honestly, I'm a lot happier now than I was in that version of me. And that's only like almost a year ago.
Me too. I feel a lot happier.
Yeah. There's no more like fucking weight on your shoulders anymore.
Yeah.
You feel like, okay, I'm at ground zero again. Let me start over. Let me see where I go from here.
I agree. Not to say like I know things sound awful in what happened in my breakup, but I do want to put out there he's a great person. He has
Did you miss your mouth there? Or...
he's a good man, okay? But I am a lot happier. Not being in that relationship, it was just very like confusing. It didn't need to lead to how it did, but it did give me I learned some things about that relationship that I want in my next relationship.
Yeah.
Or we all know a definition of what a family is, but like what I found in his family is something more precious that I'd like to find within my own family whenever I create one. So you learn from each relationship, I feel like, and I think that's beautiful. It might be good or bad, but
I was gonna say,
teaches
yeah.
you to do better sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hope it works.
I think a lot of people just also indulge in the bad parts, and when you self-reflect, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to indulge on everything, good, bad, what you can improve on, because it's never one person's fault. That's bullshit.
No.
Even if you get cheated on, bro, this is what I realized. I got cheated on my first relationship, and I used to blame that girl, bitch. I used to blame that girl because her action and what she did still makes her that. Her action for what she did. But obviously I moved on, completely over it. But I still have to call you that because you need to remember that action, if you do it to someone else, you're guy or girl, you're a bitch for that.
Tagger.
Damn, I love it. That just got me hyped up.
We post on your story.
Talk about girls.
Oh, you got it. You got to tag it.
Holy shit! But
That's crazy. That's crazy. No, I would not tag you. I'm not that.
JK.
My story, I'm just gonna tag. But what was I? Okay, so no. So like when I got cheated on, I used to put the blame so much on her. But then when I finally matured and self-reflected, I'm like, yo, I was a horrible piece of shit boyfriend. I'm surprised she didn't cheat earlier on me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being so serious. There were actions I did as a young, because I was still young. I was fresh into college. There was so much stupid shit I'd put this girl through that I was surprised I wasn't cheated on a lot earlier. Like, I'm being so honest. Like, I can say that now confidently that I wasn't a great human being to her.
Can I add something?
Yeah, of course.
Not to make cheating acceptable for everyone out there. No, you can.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. Yeah, I thought you were about to throw fire.
Like, what is going to come after that
I
sentence?
just wanted to add that in there because even though he learned something out of it, it doesn't mean that cheating is acceptable.
The damage was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I had to go through. I definitely needed a therapist. I didn't do any of that. You know what I did? I took a fucking huge fucking Corona bottle and I would drink that constantly for years. For me to realize that is not my fucking, like, this is I'm not solving anything with this.
Yeah.
Because I'd constantly get drunk.
Was that the one where you were then 6 years single after?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So it took me.
That's the kind of damage it does. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And it ruined
Yeah.
someone too. It ruined me because my self esteem, my self love was so fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. This might be him.